Hey folks, my name's Tyler with Realm Narrative Gaming, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to our very first episode of The Dark Veil, a real play D&D podcast centered around a group of heroic adventurers played by lovable idiots. This is something that we've been talking about and looking forward to for a long time, and we're so excited that we finally get to share it with you and bring you into the story with us. Our first episode does pick up a few sessions into our game, so before we get started, I want to encourage you to check out our introductory episode zeros, so you can meet the characters, as well as our prologue episode for an in-depth recap that will bring you up to speed. Our story picks up as this ragtag band is on their first quest, sent by an old woman to rescue her niece. And now, without further ado, Realm Narrative Gaming presents Episode 1 of The Dark Veil.
You turn around to see the extended hand of Lord Radric with eyes flaring red turn towards you as he speaks towards you, this low, guttural hatred in his voice that says, "You will regret that," as he disappears. And that is where we pick up.
Well, shoot, Rad.
Can I do a perception check to see where you went?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be more of an Arcana?
Yeah.
If she's looking around, no, this would be perception.
I just got a 16.
Okay. You look around you, it is still dark out. You have two light sources, but it seems as though he vanished from your sight in a red flash. You
Let's
can see
go.
the corpses strewn about of these strange purple spider-like creatures. The horses themselves are still startled and kicking around as you guys try to kind of round them up.
I'm gonna do an animal handling check to calm down the horse that me and Dane were riding.
Go ahead.
That'll be a 15.
Okay. You go to the horses and you begin to talk to them, and because you can speak with animals, it is much easier for you. So they kind of calm down.
Rondon's here. Except for it'd be more like reaching up.
Is there a cat being murdered in the background?
I know, right?
No, she's just a noisy cat. She likes attention.
I thought
say-
you wanted your job to be easy.
I say, we have to get going. We have places to be.
I mean, at this point, what else do we got to do?
You're gonna get
Or
on
what
my
else?
horse.
Your horse is still bucking around. You gotta calm it down there, Carl. Or
Oh, yeah.
Pip.
I guess I try to get my horse then.
Okay. Go ahead and make an animal handling check.
Ah, shoot. Oh. 12?
12? Okay, yeah, I'd say it's easy enough. You grab the reins and you kind of calm it down. It's still kind of bucking around and it seems scared, but you manage to calm it and you'll get back on it.
Okay. Is anybody else getting on their horses?
I'm hopping on the back of Dane's. I'm assuming Dane's not on it, but I'm just sitting in the back waiting for him. Come here, Dane. Come here, Dane.
Yes. Did I ride a horse? I can't remember. It's been a little while.
You did. I was riding on the back of your horse.
I thought you were riding Pickles.
No, it was Eric and Kwanseng who were sharing a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Rondon and Dane. Pip was by herself, and so was Radric.
Which means we have an
extra
extra
horse.
horse at this point.
We'll
So-
just use that for the niece.
Just, yeah, somebody else wants the horse who was riding on the back one previously. Take it.
I'm good.
He wants to share a horse.
I think that horse is a little big for me, honestly.
I need to comfort Dane somehow.
You're a good friend, Rondon. As I get on the horse.
I put my arms around Dane.
Aw, I see a romance a blooming.
It's been 1 day since his wife died.
Oh, damn, Rhonda.
Or his fiance.
Taking things a
You
little
know-
quick there, Rhonda.
That's the Rondon Timbers way. Alright, so are we heading towards the river then? Is that where we're heading?
It's fairly late. Should we set up a camp and travel in the morning?
Well, how many days do we have? We have 3 days to get there and back, and it takes 3 days to get there.
I thought we had 3 days to get there in general.
Mm-mm.
Which
Wait, why did we need a...
Which brings me to a point I've been thinking about on our ride here. Why does Wentha have a deadline for rescuing her niece? Will she be unhappy to see her if we're a day late?
I don't know. That's a good question.
What if Wintha is actually the dragon, and that cat that is meowing in the background
Oh my god.
is her niece?
Goodness.
Let's get out of spider territory and make camp once we're relatively not under this.
That's
Okay.
fair.
So then
I'm on my horse.
I will survival check to navigate farther north. Yes?
I'll help him.
Okay, go ahead. Roll with advantage.
That's a great first roll from my brand new dice. That is an 8 with advantage.
Okay.
An 8.
Ooh.
It's a lot more difficult. You're not sure if it is that you just got turned around from the battle, or if you're just tired, but you keep seeing those wispy pieces of cloth up on the branches of the trees as you guys begin to navigate. There seems to be a kind of change in the scenery. Trees become a little darker, lose their color, more gray, and just from passing, you can see there are very deep, like, claw marks in the trees. And there is some kind of strange, almost like reflections from the bark itself.
Can I make a survival check now that we're in a different territory?
Yeah. First, gotta roll a dice first.
Okay.
While she's doing that, the reflection on the bark, can I just kind of touch it? I'm assuming it's probably blood or something like that, just based on the description.
You'll have to get down from your horse to do this.
The way you said that makes me nervous to get down from my horse.
Because this will be an investigation check.
Yeah, I'll do an investigation check.
Okay. Go ahead.
17.
You want me to go ahead and tell you what I rolled?
No, Carla, not yet.
Okay.
Go ahead. What'd you get?
I got a 16.
17.
Oh.
You're fine.
You want to waste your fucking turn?
Sorry.
17. It appears to be some kind of dark, thick liquid, and it smells just very foul.
So not blood. And I want to do a nature check on the claw marks to see if I've seen any kind of animals.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's gonna be
Hey!
5.
What happened?
What?
What about me?
You're not
No.
leaving yet.
No, I was
Pip
gonna
doesn't-
make a survival check.
You said to leave, right?
No.
You said now that we're in a different area, can I make a survival check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To know
These
where
guys
we
are doing. To know where you are?
Yeah.
Sure.
I got a 16.
Okay. So, what did you get, Rondon?
I got a hot 5.
5. Okay. Wow, that looks really bad.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Those are definitely claw marks, I think.
Pip, you making your survival check. It seems like wherever direction you're heading is deeper into some kind of nest.
Okay. Do I get a bad vibe from it?
I mean, not really. You're not esoteric.
So it looks like we're heading into a nest.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Sounds like we
Hey.
might have to find a giant spider.
Hey, fellas. It looks like we're heading a little bit deeper into a bad situation, maybe. And I point out the nest and what I see.
Pip, I don't know if you...
You said we're in like a darker forest now?
Seems the colors of the trees have changed.
What would I roll to put, see if I know anything about where we're at? In terms of living in the area and knowing the surroundings a little bit. How would I try to discern that?
I would say this would also be a survival check.
That one's a 13.
13. Okay. It's interesting because your gut tells you that you're still in the real forest, but you've never known the forest to be teeming with these kinds of creatures. Something has changed. Maybe these creatures just moved in, and maybe they're affecting the wildlife itself. But in your experience, the real forest was only home to beasts more than anything. It seems a little too coincidental.
Right. There's something I want to try. And then I get off of the horse.
Mm-hmm.
And
Rondon accidentally falls off.
Because he's holding on to you.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I gently set Rondon down.
Thanks, Dane.
And then I am going to focus this weird new power and see if I can turn into a wolf.
Oh.
Okay. And
Which
as you-
is RP speak for I wild shape into a wolf.
Okay.
Very cool.
All right. So you concentrate, and your body shifts in a kind of dull blue light that morphs your body. You suddenly take on a more lupine appearance.
Pip kind of gets away a little, but then looks at it impressed.
Oh yeah, impressed. Oh yeah. She's like, oh damn. Yeah.
Wink, wink. Sorry, you just lost your fiance.
And Eric,
But-
this is the first time you've seen Dane transform. As far as you knew, he had just come into these strange new powers, and this is a whole different kind of sight for you.
That's right. I was unconscious when you did this last time. Yeah,
You did see me turn back from a stag into
I
me,
guess that's true. Yeah.
but
But-
still, yeah. So then I'm going to use my fancy new senses to try and get us away from this nest.
Okay, so I believe you roll with advantage if you're using smell or hearing. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, and you use your same mental scores.
That is an 18 then to survival.
Nice.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Your nose begins to kind of search the ground. You can see it kind of moving in and out along the
What is it,
trees.
Timmy down the whale.
And sure enough, with those senses, you can track where the scent is coming from, and therefore you can choose the opposite direction.
And then I turn back and I look at the group and I kind of do like a nod. Like, hey,
He has a crick in his neck. He just starts going.
Pip goes to pet him.
As I'm trying to speak, there's like the wolf noises, like.
Sure.
How? No, what? How, Tyler?
You know I can't understand you when you talk like that, Dane.
All right, so I'm going to follow him, but I'm also going to just like have my bow like ready, right? And just like be kind of like looking out. And I want to roll a perception as we like kind of are going, just to keep like my eyes out because I'm scared of shit.
All right.
20, not natural.
Okay. So, as you guys are continuing along in the forest, you pick something up from your scent. Dang, your wolf-like senses pick up a certain smell, and you hear, or rather, yeah, because you have dark vision, right, Pip? Okay, yeah. So you pick up some shifting shadows along the front of your party.
I see them.
You see a shadow moving.
Okay. Is there a tree next to me?
There's trees everywhere. Yeah.
I kind of hide behind one.
Okay.
And
You're
I
on a
go
horse.
this. Oh shit! I am.
The horse,
the horse
too.
just like goes behind like the tree.
The horse and I like peek out the tree. Yeah. I go like this. I just like whip my hand in the air kind
Back
of.
and forth?
Yeah, I whip my hand back and forth. I whip my hand back and forth. And then I like try to signal to them that I see something. But I ready like my bow.
I'm gonna make a perception check, see if I see Pip doing that. I got 5. So
you see her kind of moving her hands around, and you're like, all right.
yeah, get it, Pip. Get it. Start waving my hand around too.
You got like dancing.
Weird time to dance. Dane's wife just died. Then I turn to Dane and I'm just like, Dane, I don't think she understands the gravitas of this situation.
Do I see any more figures?
No, it just seems like the one shadow.
Okay, then
I want to.
Sorry, go ahead, Tyler.
I would say I want to like, kind of like lower myself,
Okay.
and then maybe like start to like creep forward a little bit and like sniff it out, or like see if I see anything.
Sure. Make another perception check. You're using your sight, or you're using your other senses.
I guess I'm trying to see something, but I guess I've already smelled it, right? I guess can I see if I hear what I hear?
Yeah, sure. This
So
would
do you
be
want two
advantage.
separate checks with that?
Sure. So do your smell one first. So that one would be at advantage.
Okay. And this is perception.
Mm-hmm.
So 21.
All right, and then your sight.
Sight is without advantage.
Correct.
That one's an 18.
Okay. Pip, with your roll, to perceive it, you see it as well. It appears to be a like this, like gigantic looking wolf, about the size of your horses.
Oh
Stalking.
my god. Is it beautiful?
Just a single one. With your dark vision, you can't make out colors, but you can just see its form, kind of.
Okay. And it's in front of us?
It's kind of skulking to like the sides, kind of like towards the front. Yeah.
Okay. I pick up can I get off my horse? And
Yeah.
I'm going to get off my horse, and it's huge.
It is a horse-sized wolf.
Jesus, does it look like a wolf I've seen before? Like, you know what I mean?
Possibly. It's too difficult to see right now. It's far enough away to where it's outside in the shadow, and you can't make out any details at this distance.
Okay, I'm gonna stealth then.
Okay, you're holding a lantern.
Oh, I am.
Dane and Pip are holding the light sources.
So I'm going to kind of creep back and hand my light to.
Right. Dane is not holding a light source because he's a wolf.
I'm gonna.
Just put it in his mouth.
Where does my dice go? I'm gonna hand my light to Kwansane. I say, Kwansane, take this. You're already really bright, but here's the light. And I kind of back away. And I'm going to... Oh, there it is. I'm going to roll stealth. Okay?
Okay.
That's not good. 8.
8. Okay. So you begin to kind of stealth off. So as you begin to move off, Pip,
Yeah.
kind of away from everyone, away from the light source, Dane, you kind of see this thing getting closer and closer to you, just kind of moving slowly and slowly.
I'm gonna go into like territorial wolf display.
Can I hide behind a tree?
Hey, don't do that.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
Okay. With advantage?
Nope.
Oh, shoot.
I know that Tyler just said he went into wolf pose like intimidation, but his face totally said Frosted Flakes, they're great.
Alright, intimidation.
Not sponsored.
That's a 15 to intimidation.
All right. So you kind of get low and you kind of start to like growl a little. It still continues its approach, and you notice that as it gets closer, you see a kind of familiar red flame kind of burn in its eyes.
Could this be Radric?
And you hear something.
Can I be hiding?
Rad, is that you?
And suddenly, from out of the ether, these ethereal red lights begin to come out from the forest. The familiar red tent just kind of unravels itself. It seems as though the trees themselves that are like in between, like every like 10 feet or so from each other, they just disappear as the tent just folds over them, almost
My
as if
goodness.
it overwrites the area that it enters. The wolf itself approaches all of you.
Troop master.
And
Hi.
from the opening of the tent, you see Veritas step out. This long, black cloaked form step out.
I'm going to Dane shape.
Okay.
I like that.
And it says, "Ah, it seems you all have gotten into a bit of a scuffle, I see."
Just a little one. It was no big deal. I killed at least 3 of them.
Very good.
Rondon Timbers.
And,
by the way.
yes, I'm familiar.
I just wanted to reintroduce myself just in case. Rondon Timbers.
I kind of have my my head lowered because I know that he was kind of expecting me to come out of my shell and be brave, but I was kind of afraid that whole time, and I feel guilty.
I apologize for the abrupt leave the last time. How have you been since our departure?
Good. Just trying to get Dane here to, and the group here to find the niece of the wench, Wentha.
As Pip says good, I'm pointing to wounds that are still seeping in my side.
Just put some dirt in it. That's what we do. That's what we do in the forest.
Well, tell me, what new information have you come across?
We are pursuing a green dragon north into the Serpent Hills.
Sounds like a worthy opponent.
Yeah, we have to go find Aris is her name. But when we went to Dane here's lovely fiance's house, may she rest in peace. It was kind of like a greenhouse.
Well, the wild heart was attuned to nature, much like you are becoming accustomed to, Dane.
Now hold up there, Veritas. How do you know about a wild heart?
Because I have fought alongside of many iterations, many wielders of it.
So are you telling me that Dane's the next Avatar?
Yeah, isn't that fucking cool? No, I'm just kidding.
All of a sudden, Dane just shifts earth, fire. Quan Sang's over there just, what?
But yes, if you would like, I could provide some cover for you if you should need a rest.
That would be good.
That would be appreciated. Will you still be here when we wake up?
Probably not.
Why is that?
Well, it is part of the power I wield. I am bound.
So you're saying we're not gonna get any breakfast?
No. I am bound to the darkness, young monk.
We did have a Radric, the guy with the red eyes, you know,
Yes,
the little scary
Lord
one.
Roderick.
Bit of metal.
Yeah. Yeah, he left.
Please, feel free to come inside if you should take a short or a long rest. You're most welcome.
Well, I'll say,
Okay.
if I get a cold next to that donkey again, I'm in.
By the way, Pip, I would like you to take Wolf as your companion. As a congratulations on completing your training.
Thanks. I'll name him Wolf.
Wow, where'd you come up with that name?
I don't know. It took me a while.
Just kind of came to me. Wolf.
Don't accidentally kill him.
He has very low hit points. How tall is it?
The wolf?
Yeah.
Like, what would it be, like 6 feet tall? Kind of?
So it's taller than me?
Yeah. Like,
Shit.
like standing on all fours, like laterally, it's like 6 feet tall.
Wow.
Dang, so I'm just like, good wolf. Just like petting it on like its neck and like nuzzling not nuzzling, but like scratching the top of its head. And it's like, I like the feeling of it because it's like really soft.
Yeah.
And there's like a twig in it, so I take it off. Get off my wolf.
Hey,
You find
Carla,
pieces of dried blood on it.
you finally got your
Oh,
dog.
good wolf. I did get my dog.
Hear that, Kelsey?
All the time. Yeah, I'll have to tell Kelsey.
Listen to that, Master Kelsey. One way or another, we're getting a dang dog.
Should have named it Maggie. No.
You get your butt out there and you find that freaking dog.
Yeah.
Oh, Maggie.
Thanks, Troop Master.
Very well, I shall leave you to your rooms.
All right, we better rest up.
Okay.
We gotta start bright and early in the morning.
Feel free to leave early as well if you should not want to stay till morning.
Are you sure there's still no breakfast?
Everything for a price, it seems.
All right.
I can go hunt. That's how I usually get our breakfast.
All right.
My breakfast, anyway.
And he kind of drifts back into the tent.
Well, shall we,
I
gang?
follow into the tent.
All right.
I become a tent.
All right. You cast Wild Tent.
Oh,
Tent shape.
Tent shape, there you go. Poly tent.
I bring Kwansang into the tent, and then go into the tent Kwansang. So
Okay.
it's a tent within a tent.
There you go.
Oh.
It's a Rondon-sized tent.
All right. So as you all enter the tent, you see once again Rondon, at the entrance, the red-skinned tiefling kind of waves hello to you. She kind of does a little wink.
And I do that one wave that the little rascals do, hand under the chin, just...
There you go.
How's it going, miss?
She just smiles at you, and as you guys find your way inside, you are shown to the rooms once again. However, it is at this point that kind of walking through one of the little room areas, you see this very strong and very tall female Goliath, and she greets all of you. She says, "You guys just keep showing up around here, don't you?"
You can never get rid of me.
I suppose you should start carrying your own weight then, Pip. She kind of like bumps your shoulder, like she doesn't know her own strength.
That. No, I missed that.
Pip carefully falls
I
to the
kind
floor.
of just back
Yeah.
away.
Your shoulders used to like being dislocated every time you see each other.
Yeah. And then I just like,
Yeah.
put it back into place.
Youch.
And who are these small folk? As she kind of looks down at you, Eric, and you, Rondon.
Well, I'm Rondon Timbers, and I reach really high as I can, just to kind of shake her hand, just like Rondon Timbers.
Pretty much her whole hand like engulfs like your entire forearm, and she like picks you up as she shakes. And so you're like kind of like
No. They're not used to you like I am. Maybe a little bit gentler.
Oh, sure. And she does like the finger thing, just like grab.
I point. I use my finger and kind of just like shake alongside her fingers. Like, is this a new kind of handshake?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Break the pickle.
Oh Jesus!
I'll never break pickle. How dare you?
Pickles.
Just holding my hands behind my back. I'm
Okay.
Eric Mugweed.
I'm one hit point away from falling back down.
Yeah.
Please don't shake
That's
me.
not very far from truth.
Are you really?
I
Are
kinda
you
step
Glow?
in front of him. I step in front of Eric. Don't touch him.
Well, I'm Niffy. If you guys ever need anything,
Well, Niffy,
Thanks.
We will
Nice
keep
to
that
meet
in
you.
mind, Nippy. It's very nice to meet you.
she kind of nods towards all of you, and she kind of leaves the area with her like overly broad shoulders. She just kind of like walks out.
I turn to everybody and I say, she could take a dragon, correct?
We are a man down.
she could carry the whole dragon for all we know.
Headlock?
I can go ask her. I don't know much about her past, and we don't really talk about that here. We just kind of are. So, I mean, I can go ask.
Well, Niffy, we would think it's quite spiffy if you help us with the jiffy of taking out this dragon.
I won't put it like that, but yeah, okay. And I go.
I don't know why you wouldn't. Anyways.
I turn to Rondon Timbers and I say, I don't know why, but I like all the things that are wrong with you. And I just start walking away.
I just stare pensively. All right.
Confused.
I'll take it. I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I don't know if I was insulted, but I'll take it.
So you guys all find your way into your sleeping areas then?
I'm just gonna find a bed.
I'm gonna go talk to Niffy.
Okay.
For all I know, I could end up in that tiefling's room.
So, are we going to be sleeping in the same rooms as last time, Brandon?
I would say so. It's the same general area, yeah.
Okay. And about how far apart are those rooms?
So, I would say there is like a 10-foot like wide like hallway kind of.
Sure.
Where like curtains kind of like separate from each room.
Okay.
And the rooms themselves are only like 10 by 10.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, there is like it's not a very comfortable bed, but it's like, it's got hay.
Right.
It's like, think of like a linen sack stuffed with hay.
Right.
That's about as good as you'll get here.
Comfortable enough to sleep.
There you go. All right, Pip. So you wander off, and you find yourself in the one of the training pits that they have there.
And Wolf has not left my side.
Correct.
Okay.
So you see, as you kind of stumble in there, she is currently like juggling like the wheels, like the spoked wheels of
Yeah.
Different carts. She's like throwing them up, like one at a time, and just catching them and throwing them and catching them and throwing them and catching them.
And then I, like our old act, I grab my bow and I see where the flames are, and I dip my bow in fire.
Okay.
And then I shoot the bow at the wheels,
Uh-huh.
and they burst into flames. And just like when we perform in the circus, she starts to kind of juggle them on fire.
All right. Yeah. And so they
Pip special.
Could I have followed
Setting things on fire.
Pip just a short moment after she had left
sure.
to kind of get to the ring itself? I want to examine the ring and stuff, I guess.
Gotcha. All right. And so, as you dip as you put your arrow into the fire, it has a strange property to it. It doesn't emit heat, but you can tell that the fire itself it's the essence of Veritas.
Yeah.
And so it looks extremely red, like unnaturally red. And as you shoot the wheel with it, it not only catches a wheel on fire, but it creates like this kind of like this spiraling flame that kind of just looks extremely exaggerated and magical. And so as she's throwing them up, they're like spinning, but the flame is also like shooting in all directions. And it looks really, really cool.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna say it's the essence of fire, like the LaCroix of fire. It's like you can kind of taste it. You can really concentrate on it.
Yeah. So you notice that Alex has walked, or Kwansang has walked behind you.
I walk towards Sniffy.
Okay.
I want to start to walk. I assume there's like a tightrope or like the swings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in most circuses.
Yeah. You could climb up one of the ladders and get to the top there if you want.
Yeah, I want to do that.
All right. So you start climbing, and you see that some more of the the performers kind of start to come out as you start to do that, there are these triplets that you see, all drow, kind of like very lithe formed and in kind of like these performing tights. They kind of like go and observe you, and you've seen them do acrobatic moves.
Right.
So they're kind of, you get the sense that they're kind of like judging you based on what you're going to do. Eric.
I don't want to interrupt this. At some point, I'd like to have a conversation with Veritas before he disappears.
Gotcha.
Good plan. So what do I see before me at the top of the platform?
You see what look like disjointed, kind of just floating spectral flames up at the top, and the tent itself just comes to like a big point in the center. But there's like a small platform, and there are like those like swinging bars that you can hold on to.
Okay, I'm just gonna cast Zephyr Onslaught on myself.
Okay.
So then my movement's just enhanced. Which this is more like a combat thing, but the reason I'm gonna do this is because it gives me advantage. Or wait. Once before your form ends, you can give yourself advantage on an elemental attack. And you said that there's like flames, right? Like above?
Yes, there are these like red, like they're not like normal fire, like they are red.
Right. Okay, so can I do like an airstrike at one just to kind of see if it like does it move at all?
Yeah, so you do an airstrike at it, and the I guess the concentrated burst of air kind of creates a hole in it, and then after a while it just reforms.
Okay, perfect. So that's what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on the swing.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and do some acrobatics on it for a little bit. Should I roll for acrobatics?
Yes.
Perfect.
I want to see a critical failure.
Ooh!
No, that doesn't sound like one.
Natural
get?
20.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so
Natural 20.
Explain what you want to do.
I guess like I want to like kind of, grab the bar and start to swing and get some momentum using my air and stuff. And then I want to like kind of do a backflip in place, maybe like a double, and hang back on it and catch. But then during the process at one point, what I want to do is I want to get enough momentum that I'm, just really swinging. And then I'm going to let go of the bar and kind of in the air, I want to do wind bolts. And so I'm going to cast 3 wind bolts to take out the fire. So it's completely dark.
Okay.
And then catch it and then be on the ground next to them by the time the fire comes back.
Okay.
That's cool.
All right,
Because-
so this is what happens. So you jump, you grab onto the bars, and using your the Zephyr Onslaught that you cast on yourself, there is like this swirling trail of air that leaves you as you swing back and forth. And what you do is you begin to hold on to it with one hand, and in order to gain like maximum momentum, you use your other hand to burst air out. So it just like poof, it just like a jet, you begin to swing around, and as you reach the zenith of your swing, you let go and spin, and you just leave your arms out, and it's like a and it goes dark completely. No one knows where you are, and there is like an audible gasp from the 3 of them. And as the flames just kind of come back, the thing is still swinging, but you are nowhere to be seen. And suddenly you are behind them, kind of laid back, legs crossed, arms folded. They notice you, and they kind of all jump back at the same time. And they are Pip, as you guys are over there with as you're over there with Niffy, you can just hear like these like excited screams, like just like this joy of just like, oh, how did you do that? And just like total praise. And they are just all over you, Kwansang, as they just begin to assault you with questions about your technique and all this stuff.
Immediately, my face gets really red, and I'm like, I should not have done that.
I say to Niffy, I haven't seen those 3 be that excited about something in years.
It does take a lot. Your friend's really talented. as she goes to like lift an anvil.
Yeah.
Has he thought about joining the circus?
Did you hear that?
So as Niffy's, benching a boulder, I kind of just say, hey, so the guys were talking, and you said if we needed anything, anything.
Spit it out, Pip. Come on.
Oh yeah, okay. They were kind of wondering if you wanted to maybe join us on this little adventure, and help us retrieve that
Adventure.
little girl maybe, and take her back. And you said that if we needed anything, you may think about it. So I was just wondering if that's something that I don't know much about your past or anything. So I don't know what you've done, where you come from. I don't know
If there's coin to be had, sure.
Yeah, I don't really know.
You just start patting around. Just, where's my wallet?
Yeah, I just, I've got, 5 clothes.
Do I see this going on?
At this point, no. No, you are too enthralled in being praised at the moment.
Okay.
Such a humble monk.
How about,
But all the while, your face is red like...
how about 5 clothes, and the next time that we perform, you get all my shares.
Sorry, Pip, but it's gonna take a lot more than that to risk my life.
I mean,
6
risking your
quills?
life. Yeah, okay. And I kind of just... Can I do persuasion? With disadvantage?
No. Sorry.
Okay. I understand. I was just, it was a long shot, so.
I peek my head around the corner and be like, try the rap. Try the rap I did.
You're really nifty, Nippy.
Abort.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
There's like an uncomfortable air, but like in the
Yeah.
background you just hear like the yelling from the triplets
Yeah.
and Kwansing.
Just
Yeah,
a lot of
I'm gonna...
hup, 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 hup.
But hey, it was nice to see you. It was nice to see you. If I don't die, we should do this again. And then I back away.
All right. At the other side of the tent, Eric, you find your way to that large table that you were at before, when you initially had your meeting with Veritas.
Mr.
You can see the back of his chair is turned towards you. He's facing away from you, rather. And as you enter the room, you can just see his hands at the edges of the seats, just kind of like moving.
Mr. Bloodstriker?
You see the chair kind of spin around.
If you have a moment, I'm confused about really almost everything that's happened to me in the last 2 days, and I was hoping that maybe you could shed a little light on, I don't know, anything. For instance, why did you choose me? I'm holding up the letter that he sent me.
The chair turns, and you can see him kind of begin to sit up in his chair. He puts his fingers together, his hands together. He clasps them as his elbows hit the edges of the table. You can see his eyes kind of glowing red. And he says, "There could have been many people to choose from, but I chose you for 2 reasons. It is... Let me be upfront with you. Mr. Mugweed, I think you are brave, and you have intentions that are good. But there is darkness that fuels your power. Something reached out to you from the darkness, a bargain that you have made. It gives you strength. I sense a war within yourself in the future between your heart of gold and the lust for power from the other side.
As he says that, I'm kind of looking over my shoulder to see if any of the others are within earshot and if anyone else is hearing that.
Make a perception check.
Okay. And 11.
11. Okay. You don't see any of your friends, but you swear you saw something in an instant move within your own shadow.
Oh.
Almost as if
Spooky.
Veritas is not just talking to you.
Oh shit.
The deal I've made to get the power that I've gotten will give me the power to free myself of any darkness. I'm sure of it. I have one other question, and this might, I mean no disrespect. Did you know what was about to happen to Narina? I ask because you make reference in this letter that I received before Narina's death, for lack of a better word. You make reference to saving a heart, and with the wild heart being an important part of restoring her, I just wonder if you knew ahead of time, and if so, was there not a way that we could have prevented it?
Yes, I knew of the events that came forth. But Narina had found ways to keep me at bay. I had made several attempts to contact her. Several attempts to protect her. The Wild Heart is a strange and powerful artifact, and it seems that I myself could not get close. Written note was the only way to reach her, but there came a time where she did not want anything to do with me.
Is Dane safe here with you, if he is the current holder of Narina's power?
Within this tent, yes, it is my domain. But it seems that something was able to find her, which was the reason why she was in danger. For a long time, she was under a protective spell of sorts. Something targeted her, and instead of being protected by the spell, it put a mark on her.
I'm gonna insight check here.
Okay. 2. Okay.
Sorry, Nick. Excuse me.
Can't really. He's
You
hard
know
to read.
everything now.
He's a little hard to read.
I appreciate the shelter you are providing for us tonight. It's been a long day, and I should get some rest. I'm sorry, one other thing. Your arrival here seems awfully fortuitous for us. Are you following us?
In a way, yes.
is why?
Why?
Because I have a stake in this as well.
Is it Wagyu?
No more questions, Mr. Mugwig.
I understand. I hope you'll be more forthcoming the next time we speak. And I'll turn and try and hold myself steady so that you can't see the shaking as I'm walking back out of the room.
Okay, you walk out of the room, and the curtains, or the fabric that kind of holds the tent open, just kind of falls loose, and you can see this kind of like flash just kind of seal the tent kind of shut, just up the middle of it.
Am I
It is at this point that
am I walking back?
I would say yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've made my way back too, and I'm in my room snuggling with Wolf.
Do I see Eric
Okay.
leaving?
I'd say yeah, sure.
Okay. I'd be like, this place is kind of weird. As I'm still blushing.
No argument from me. I will take the roof over our head for the night, though.
Much better than the spiders.
I'm already passed out in my cot, just rolling back, snoring as loud as I can.
Same.
On our way back, do we see anybody else?
Apart from those four, I guess. You do not.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I'm very thankful for that. I have now done what Kwansing usually does, which is make a scene and then get highly embarrassed.
Like falling off a roof.
Yeah. Yeah. Who does all that cool stuff to only fall off the roof?
So, as sleep takes all of you, eventually the morning comes. Lying on the dewy grass, as the blue kind of hue from the morning kind of just begins to peek over the trees, and you can hear the birds beginning to chirp annoyingly and incessantly.
I want to sit up and just begin my morning meditation, which I realize I didn't do in the last time.
Okay.
I stand up and kind of stretch and pet Wolf, and I look at the guys and say, so as you guys can probably tell, Niffy's not. She said she didn't want to come with us. I offered her 5 quill, but that wasn't enough for her. So she decided to go back with the circus and kind of stay there. Kwansing, I saw the cool stuff you did the other day, yesterday. Yep. Okay.
Honestly, I'm surprised that the rap can work.
Pip explodes.
Yeah.
It explodes.
Yeah. I saw us at that.
I say, thank you for your kind words, Pip. As I'm trying to meditate, and I say, I wish I wouldn't have done it to save myself from the attention. And then I say, I'm going to finish my morning meditation. I am embarrassed again.
I say, okay.
So you guys can mark off a long rest if you haven't done so already.
Dopey.
Okay. I go to Dane, and I say, how are you feeling, Wildheart?
Exhausted. I feel like my brain hasn't stopped in days.
Yeah.
It's never ending.
Well,
And then I was gonna say, and as I'm kind of like, just kind of shell shocked a little bit, just from everything that's been going on. I go and I sit next to Kwanseng, and I try to like mirror what he's doing.
Sure.
I look at Wolf and I kind of go, and I say go, and I point towards Dane, and I have Wolf kind of like nuzzle up and snuggle with
Kind of like an emotional
Dane.
support wolf.
Yeah.
I guess if you're just the idea of go, and then he's
Yeah.
attacked, latched
Bang.
onto my face.
Totally misread the scene.
Yeah.
Wolf, bad.
Bad Wolf, bad.
Stop by.
I reach up and I'm like scratching Wolf's head and like, hey, sorry that I growled at you.
All right. You can kind of see that as.
I did have a question
Oh yes, go ahead.
that I thought of a long time ago, but I forgot to ask when it was relevant. For the purpose of Rondon talking to animals, do I count as an animal when I'm in my wild shape?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah,
That's a really
you
good
can,
question.
You can still understand.
Yeah,
I mean, you
so
can still, as
how
wild
my
shape-
talk to animals works is like I can perceive or not perceive, but I can communicate a thought to animals, so they kind of get a general idea of what I'm trying to say. But you also speak common, so you will ultimately understand what I'm trying to tell you.
So I guess my misunderstanding was that the animals don't talk back.
Well, they don't. So I will never understand what you're saying in wolf form. And I can I can use this ability to communicate a thought, but I could also just, hey Dane, how's it going?
Yeah, because in your wild shape, you understand your languages. It's just that you can't. You can only communicate whatever the shape is able to.
Do the wolf thing when I'm...
Yeah.
You guys will have to come up with like some sort of code of taps where like you use your paw to tap his shoulder a couple times for.
Turn your head right if it's yes. Turn your head no if it's or left
your
if it's
head
no.
What the hell was that?
As I'm meditating, I'm just going to kind of like just say out loud. I'm just going to be like, "Do you hear the forest? Do you feel the dew? It's more peaceful than it ever has been. I think we should travel while we have light."
So Rondon will do a quick stretch and be like, I haven't slept on the ground in such a while. Let's get going.
Literally yesterday.
Pip, do you have something to say?
Well, I just go up to kind of Rondon and say, so, usually I hunt to, get food, but, last time I kind of learned that maybe that's not, the way to go. So how do we, eat?
Well, I look at the tree right next to us and I give it a good hefty swing, hoping that some nuts fall down. I guess I'll do a strength check. Ooh, alright, where's my, 21.
Okay. Yeah. You hit the tree and different leaves and branches and nuts fall down.
I kind of put my hands over my
Yeah.
head, like afraid, because I did not expect that.
Well, I got some breakfast for you. Trail mix.
I'll
M&M's start
You know,
falling
I'm
too.
the Skittles tree. I say, I'll give this a try. I'm not a big trail mix, kind of gal. I like my meats, but
Well, don't get me wrong. I like
try
a
it.
tasty squirrel too, but when you're in a pinch, nuts are where it's at.
that's what she said.
All right,
Um,
Dane.
Just as this is kind of transpiring and I'm like watching the nuts fall,
Sounds
from
like
the
puberty
tree.
all over again.
The tree nuts falling
Yes.
from the branches above us.
Yes.
Trees.
The nuts.
I just kind of like have this moment of man, I wish we had more to eat than that. And I'm gonna cast Goodberry, like instinctively,
Nice.
I guess.
Okay, so you see that from your hands, it's like very strange. Like light begins to kind of like pour out from your hand, and as the little like globule sits on your hand, it solidifies into a purple kind of berry, and then more and more and more and more until you have about 10 of them there. And suddenly you have your handful of all of them.
And I'm just kind of shocked that my body just like produced this food. Like, this is all.
Good choicing of words.
And I just kind of like
Choice.
to the general group says, I've got some breakfast, and I give everybody 2 berries.
Okay.
Wild heart.
Berries
I
and
say-
nuts.
Thank you.
It's not much, but it's more than nuts.
You know, I appreciate that.
I look at them and I go, "Did you wash these?"
So I eat my berries.
Okay, so one of them is enough to feed you for an entire day,
Oh.
but they also restore a single hit point each.
All right.
Okay.
So, I eat both of them.
Should we put that in our inventory? Sorry, go ahead, Mac.
You can just write it down.
Oh, I was just gonna say I eat both of them, and I feel ultimately engorged. Just that was too much.
Is that how that works? I doubt it.
No.
Like you have a tummy ache every time you need health points. Like
It's not like lembas bread from.
Yeah, one
this-
bite.
One bite is enough to.
That's how
How
I'm
did you
imagining
eat,
it.
Pip? 4.
Gonna poop.
Oh shit!
literally.
I need a toilet.
And you find a porta potty in the woods.
Wow.
I'm
These are
actually going to cast the 2nd level spell Porta Potty.
Yeah.
bougie.
Veritas comes out. He's like, "You might want to wait a minute." Oh, jeez. Ooh. No,
Veritas, can we have a private moment?
no, I'm just kidding.
I hate
All right,
it.
so you gather your things as you eat your good berry. What next?
Can I make the cat.
Yeah.
Can I make a perception to see kind of if we're still in the same spot that we were at last night?
Sure.
Yeah. 14.
Okay. You kind of look around in the area, and it does seem like you've moved.
Okay. And there's
Um,
light around, like the trees aren't covering the sky.
They're covering most of it, but there are
Okay.
bricks. But it does seem like you've moved away from the territory of the spiders.
Oh, okay. Pip says, I agree with Quanson. I think we should, get going.
Agreed. All right, let's get a hustle on. Oh, sorry.
Am I able to use my wolf to use it for like a horse, like a mount?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, but you don't have a saddle.
That's fine.
It's the size of a horse.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but not the same width and whatever. It's got different body structure too.
Sure.
Yeah, it walks weirder than horses.
Yeah.
I believe this was the thing that they had struggling to figure out in the Lord of the Rings movies. It's how do you ride a mammal or how do you ride a dog, essentially? It's their shoulders
Yeah.
move.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Their shoulder
That's
blades
true.
and everything.
All right.
Alright.
Oh wait, that
Yes, I guess we go.
was almost my Dane voice. Let's get a move on, guys. We're burning daylight.
I mount up. I ride the horse.
I hop on Dane's
All right.
shoulders.
Okay. Yeah. Rondon riding on Dane riding on a horse.
What a sight to see.
Just smacking his head on branches. Just
It's how I built up my constitution. Just building up that forehead callus.
There you go.
Is it your brain callous enough?
We'll find out. There's a reason why I have a -1 to wisdom.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay, so as you all get on your horses, who is taking lead here?
Dane
Yeah.
and Rondon. And then Quanson and Eric. And then it's me, Pip.
I just came up with a name for the Dane Rondon
And
Tower. I think it'd be called Dane Don. That's our morph.
There you go.
That's our morphed name.
Your ship name.
Yeah. Dane Don.
Dane Done.
Rondane.
Pip, are you riding Wolf?
Yeah, I'm riding Wolf.
So
yeah.
we have 2 unused horses that were just trailing along behind us.
They did cost a lot of money.
Yep.
I guess I can ride a horse. That way, I'm not like struggling to keep on Wolf. I'll ride a horse.
And that way Wolf is free to go and
Yeah.
do wolf stuff if necessary.
He's our scout.
Yeah.
Wolf the Wolf.
Northward.
Northward.
It's actually
Tally-ho.
east.
Oh,
Make a survival check for me, Dane. A Dane.
with advantage because I'm on his shoulders.
A Dane. If you want to help him, sure. You can use the help action.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna cast guidance on myself because I keep forgetting I have it.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a 10 to survival with a 4 on my guidance die. So do with that what you will for those numbers.
10 total?
I rolled a 2 and a 3 on my 2d20s.
Great.
Yikes.
All right, so as you begin to, well, as the two of you begin to lead the party onward, it takes you a while, like more than it should, and you do lose a lot of daylight. It takes you several hours to find the border of the real forest to the Serpent Hills, but eventually the trees begin to kind of thin out. The ground becomes more almost like a brown, like a clay-like brown, almost reddish, kind of like orange, and you begin to see the land kind of start to open up into these hills with like craggy rocks around. You guys kind of like breathe a sigh of relief as it's taken you longer than you needed to finally get here.
Can I just make perception checks to make sure we're okay?
Sure.
Nice. I rolled a natural 16. 19.
Okay. 16?
Rolled a natural 16, so 19.
19. Okay. So as you guys are progressing through this land, Pip, you hear like this very far off resounding screech in the distance.
Nobody else hears it?
No, it seems way too far off. You almost mistake it for the wind blowing.
Okay. I like kind of like look and I say to Wolf, "Go it. Tell Dane to stop."
Okay. He kind of charges forward, and you feel a nudge at your hip, Dane.
Just imagining seeing Wolf just go.
We're okay.
Yeah.
Would you do it for a wolfie snack?
Yeah.
So I guess I pull the reins quick and I turn the horse to look back.
And I kind of like trot a little
Okay.
towards them. And I say, "Did any of you guys hear that? It was like a screech from up ahead." Do I know what it sounded like? Like a person, Brennan?
No, it sounded like a bird of some kind.
It's like this weird, like, bird kind of sound, like a screech, though. So, I mean, we just need to be careful, because, you know, I don't want to die.
We need to find cover.
COVID-19.
Don't worry, Dane. I'll cover you. Wrap my arms more around him.
Okay.
Do I know by chance how far? Or it just
It
sounded
could have
really
been
far away?
miles.
Okay. I mean, maybe we just try to make at the least amount of noise as possible to you know, not be seen by it, because if it sees us, it might attack us, and you know, I know we're gonna have to fight something, but you know, if we don't have to get hurt, you know, I would avoid that.
Oh, Pip, you worry too much. We can handle it.
So, yeah. I know you can.
Oh,
You're very strong, Rhonda.
I mean, Eric could probably handle it single-handedly himself.
I don't doubt it.
He's practically the tallest one of us all.
With his heart.
All right.
There is.
Are you guys making fun of me? I can't tell. I don't know you well enough
No,
yet.
Eric.
I feel like you're making
No,
fun of
Eric.
me.
Eric, you got a 7-foot heart on you.
Oh, come on.
So we need to keep our voices down. There is a rock that hunts these hills, if I've heard tales correctly.
A rock.
Some sort of great bird.
Sorry, I was just imagining like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just coming around the corner.
Do you smell?
He haunts these hills.
Do you smell that?
What is he cooking?
Do you smell what he's cooking?
That's so fucking stupid.
That's how he lures you. It's his trap.
What are you guys doing?
I'm assuming we press forward, but
Yeah, I guess
cautiously.
we'll go.
So
Yeah.
definitely with like try and keep under any cover that we can find. Maybe so we can't be seen from the air.
Okay. So who is taking the charge?
I think same order.
Yeah, might as well keep him in order.
Okay, so it was Dane, Rondon.
So, Dane, Quincy, and Eric,
Okay.
and then Pip.
Gotcha. So I would say Dane, make a perception check as you are navigating.
With guidance.
Sure. Yeah, as you're navigating your horse through this kind of like hilly but like kind of craggy area.
9.
9 total.
These new dice are not doing well for me.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, as your horses continue on along this path, something suddenly comes into view as you kind of round the corner. You were the first to see it, Dane, and you kind of hear this strange kind of very deep kind of voice, and you can feel these kind of like thumps on the earth itself, and it says, you can just hear it say, "What you mean, Smasher no find enough gold?" And the other one goes, "Those last adventurers you found were too skinny." And as you kind of like, the horse stops as soon as it sees this, and you see this almost like a yellow-skinned giant with these like large protruding teeth from its bottom jaw kind of spin around as it holds like a wooden great club with these like metal spikes that go through it, and it says, "Looks like we've got ourselves another chance." And that's what we'll pick up next time.
What? What?
You dirty dog, you.
That didn't sound anything like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh. Oh my god.
Hey folks, thanks again for joining us for our first episode of The Dark Veil. If you liked it, please share it with your friends and leave a review on our podcast on the platform of your choice. You can find us on Facebook at Realm Narrative Gaming, Twitter and Instagram at RNG Presents, or you can go straight to our website at rngpresents.com. Thanks again, everyone. Take care and be safe.
The Dark Veil is a production of RNG Presents and features Mac Anderson as Rondon, Tyler Brinker as Dane, Drew Dolan as Quan Seng, Carla Elfritz as Pip, Mike Lewis as Eric, and the Dungeon Master is Brandon Rubio. This episode edited by Mac Anderson. Thanks for listening, and see you next time on The Dark Veil.
And should they recover her?
What is that?
And should they recover? And should they recover her, they would receive. God fucking damn it, Mac! And should they recover her, and should they recover her,